Wanderers, welcome to the Wondering Dutchmen Podcast, proudly brought to you by K&J Insurance.
As we end 2024, our buddy Kyler Henry with K&J Insurance of Petersburg wants us to remind our avid listeners that insurance needs change year to year. When was the last time you heard from your insurance agent? If it's been a while, maybe it's time for a change. Kyler and the gang at K&J Insurance want to craft personalized insurance portfolios for you. Whether it's for personal insurance needs or your business, Kyler has you covered. Kyler also works in Medicare and life insurance needs. Don't roll over into 2025 with uncertainty about your insurance. Reach out to Kyler with K&J Insurance today.
The Wondering Dutchmen Podcast.
Where none of us are Dutch, but we all live in Holland, Indiana. Join us where we talk about what we all wonder about. This is the Wondering Dutchmen Podcast, coming to you from Smoker's Lounge.
The Wandering Dutchman. Yeah, yeah. The Wandering Dutchman. Yeah, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Wondering Dutchman Podcast, coming to you from Smoker's Lounge and brought to you by K&J Insurance. I am Esquire, and I am joined here at the table by two lovely, handsome devils. The first sitting far across from me, drinking the old fruit berry wine.
Hell yeah.
Rocking the rose-colored glasses, singing Hank Williams Jr. in his spare time, wearing the turquoise turtle and the turquoise rings. Our buddy by way of Richmond, Indiana, David Allen Smoker.
Hello.
Sitting there in the middle, sporting only cans from Bob's Liquors. It's the 5-year employee of the city of Huntingburg Street Department.
Yeah.
Grizzled veteran, that is. It's our buddy by way of Holland, Indiana. Sweet parents, by the way. So good to see him out there. It's our buddy, Zachary David Masner.
Hey. Guys.
And we are here on the lounge on real time. It is Halloween Eve. We've recorded, or it's Halloween day, night.
Yeah.
We've recorded Wednesday's episode. We hope you join it. And we're just going to kind of peel the onion off a little bit, see if there's anything from Wednesday's episode we want to discuss, anything new that's come to mind, or, anything just going on, fellas.
Nope.
I think there is something we can talk about.
Okay.
I think there is something we can talk about.
We made 1,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Hit the applause thing on the board there. Nope. Yep.
No, not that
That's
one.
what it's been like. There it is. Yeah, big round of applause. Yeah, big round of applause there. We've done it.
Thank you. We couldn't have done it without you.
Yeah, we really need to thank the Wanderers and our community that make up the Wandering Dutchman Podcast.
Bush Light.
Yeah, sweet fruit berry wine.
Mm-hmm.
But really, we've done it, fellas, without spending much money on the old advertising.
It's been a lot of money on beer.
Organic growth, as they say.
It's my favorite kind of growth.
Organic. Yep.
Yeah.
Don't need anything artificial to make that baby grow.
Like first thing in the morning,
Yeah.
That
Nice and
organic
strong.
growth.
Yeah. Where you got to get in the shower just so you don't, piss all over the
Hell yeah.
back wall of the toilet.
What?
We got some other good news.
Yeah.
Go ahead and share it.
What?
Courtney.
Oh, yeah. Big thing. Courage for Courtney. Oh, our buddy Courtney Drew there. She got some hella good news. Turns out that those trial meds are working. Her tumors are shrinking, and
No new growth.
no new growth, which is absolutely awesome. That's so great. Power of prayer, the power of medical doctors, and their magic is working, and I'm just super stoked for that, and
We hope it keeps going.
it's a great deal.
Yeah, we do. We hope and pray it keeps
Best
going.
deal I've ever heard.
Obviously, we do hope that it does keep going that way and trending in the right direction. That's excellent news. Obviously, if you follow her on Facebook, you've seen some of the updates, some of the things she's gone through. Just a freaking heart. They took an X-ray. She's got that dog in her.
That's right.
Got that dog. So,
That's right.
Nothing else, fellas?
I've got nothing.
Ready to
Hey,
rip, baby.
Dave, what's that vintage of sweet fruit berry wine you got down there?
No, does that mean year?
That's a Huber.
That's a Huber semi-sweet red wine. Starlight, yep.
Where's that
Starbright.
fall on the palatable scale?
Well, this one, unlike the one from Walmart, doesn't tell me what meat it pairs best with.
Probably ham sandwiches.
Yeah, it went good with a glizzy.
Yeah, the glizzy machine is fired up tonight.
Huber's Farm was... No, that's not it. You know, I think this is probably somewhere...
Tastes like cat urine.
contains sulfites.
How do you know what cat urine tastes like?
Yeah, there's only one way to
sterile
know
and
that.
I like the taste.
It's like every time somebody says that candy corn tastes like wax. Like, how many crayons did you eat yesterday? You know, like, how would you know?
Yeah. Yesterday or maybe
Whenever.
anywhere.
Best way to eat a candy corn is to get it out of the package and throw it straight in the trash.
I'm surprised you have that take on candy corn.
That shit's disgusting. The only way you can muddle your way through that is if it's mixed in a bowl full of peanuts.
And
You can have
M&Ms.
a poor man payday.
Wait, M&Ms? You put M&Ms in yours?
M&Ms and peanuts. The missus does. It's a fine
Peanut
little
M&Ms or chocolate M&Ms? Like
chocolate M&Ms.
Now, do you have to have M&Ms to have it to be a poor man's payday, or is it just the peanuts and the wax?
Just the peanuts and the
the wax.
could you do it with Reese's
Now, how do you
Pieces?
feel about candy pumpkins? The same thing
Love
as
'em.
candy corn, but
Love 'em.
Hell yeah.
It tastes like cat piss.
No, they're gross. I just don't like them. Yeah, they're not.
He likes cat piss.
All
Already-
in and around its
We've already
face.
established that.
Yeah, there we go. Well, hey, that little catch up was brought to you by Lights by Logan. It is time to get your dang house decorated for
He's coming the 21st.
Christmas. Uh-oh. Christmas is next month. But everyone knows you don't wait until the last minute to put Christmas lights up or get the holiday decorations in the yard. That is where Lights by Logan comes in. He takes care of all of it, putting up, taking down, and you get to just enjoy the creation. Time slots are booking up fast for the upcoming holiday season, so don't wait. Be the envy on your block. Be the Clark Griswold of the neighborhood. Whatever you do, don't wait to call Logan. He's getting busy, and like Santa, won't slow down until December 26th. All right, big fella.
I wanted to talk about Cinderella stories.
Cinderella.
Did you ever see Cinder Fella with Jerry Lewis?
Sounds like a porno.
Yep.
No, you know who Jerry Lewis is like back in the day, like
Jerry-
Jerry's kids.
Jerry Lee Lewis?
No, that's Jerry Lee Lewis. Jerry Lewis was like a comedian. He hung out with old Dean Martin a lot. You guys don't know who Jerry Lewis is?
No,
don't think
can't
I
say that I do.
He's just kind of like a funny guy. I don't know what you want to say. He just made movies, like funny movies.
haha or
Yeah, yeah.
Was it like situational or?
No, it was like Jim Carrey of the 60s.
Oh, Jim Carrey kind of went off the deep end a little bit.
And, well, I mean, I haven't watched anything since The Mask, probably by Mr. Carrey. But at any
Really?
rate, he had a movie called Cinder Fella, and it was Cinderella's story, but he was a stepson. And it was just, you would know him if you seen him. He's got a real goofy face and voice. And
That's why we don't do movie reviews.
yeah.
Not real good at it. Cinder Fella. I'm going to have to look it up.
Huh? Yeah.
Big
Definitely
fella,
not
what
a
are
porn.
you wondering about?
well, I listened to the Joe Rogan podcast.
Ah, JRE.
And I listened to it with his it was an interview that he did with a fella by the name of
Mm-hmm.
Jason Deford.
Oh,
Only-
Jelly Roll.
Jason
Only
Deford.
5.9 on IMDb for Cinder Fella.
Jason Deford was a guy commonly known now today as Jelly Roll.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really like Jelly Roll. I thought his music was kind of cliche and, just kind of like another mainstreamer that was trying to make it big, and all that stuff. But then, like when this Beautifully Broken album came out and stuff like that, and you really get down to the nuts and bolts of it, And then listening to him talk to Joe and seeing how like emotional and shit, and really like I thought the whole thing was a sham. Like I thought the whole story was just like
He was propped up by some record label to get over the top.
Yeah, thought it was a joke. But really, when you get down to it,
the nuts and bolts of it,
We have talked about this.
the tax of it.
we have like in depth.
No,
Maybe not on the show, but I feel like this shouldn't be news to you.
Right, it wasn't, but I felt like it hit home harder when I listened when I strapped into the JRE show whenever he was on there. But Nashville, Tennessee, born in '84, mother mental illness, addiction, father who worked as a meat salesman and a bookie.
ooh,
He was arrested for the first time at age 14, spent time in and out of jail for 10 years, charged with drug possession, drug dealing, shoplifting, aggravated robbery. He wrote hundreds of songs. Earned his GED while in jail at age 23. And then gave birth to his first daughter, Bailey, in 2000.
He did.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he didn't give birth to that, but his daughter was born in 2008 while he was in jail.
you got no idea how the
And the birth of his daughter inspired him to pursue his GED and better himself. But I don't know. The whole thing, it's wild to listen to him talk about, where he come from and how, everything. I don't have any other reason to believe that he's telling the truth. You know what I mean?
You don't believe he's telling the
No,
truth?
I said I have no other reason.
he has no doubts.
I have no doubts. Yeah, like I have no other way. I have no reason to believe that he's not telling
There
the
you
truth.
go. Okay. All right.
And I don't know. That made me think of like the Cinderella story. You know what I mean? Like just somebody that came from nothing and is making it real big. And I don't know. Pretty wild. Pretty neat.
I think
Anybody else? Do you know any other ones off the top of your head? I'm sure there's a million of them, but
like in that situation, exactly
no,
like
just
his?
Cinderella stories in general.
I don't know that I necessarily have any off the top of my head without doing some deep thought. But I think a lot of Jelly Roll's success has come from that woman he's married to.
Negatory.
No.
No,
But-
I mean, I thought like they helped save each other is where I was going.
Well, but she didn't have any fame or anything before.
She was just a
What I'm
whore.
saying is,
It's like legitimately a
I get it.
a
What I'm
Slut
saying though
for money.
is that they were able to,
woman of the night.
yes, but
Lady.
they were able to come together and balance each other out.
She came together with a lot of people.
She came with a lot of people.
Well, they
probably.
did.
Do you know that for a fact?
No.
High
Ouch.
dollar people to one of the podcasts, like some
Yeah.
people that you would know about. Like,
Yeah. She was a how did Jelly Roll described her
woman
as
of the night.
Yeah, but she was a high-end call girl.
Call girl. Yeah.
Yeah, like a high-end call girl. So like celebrities and people
So, what do you think her
Mooch-
little black book?
with muchos didn't
has
She's
show.
name
talked about
was-
it a couple times. She said something about like Eminem one time trying to,
Get with her.
yeah. Because she's got a podcast that I've never listened to, but I feel like maybe
What's it called?
the
Bunny.
Dumb Blonde
Yeah.
podcast.
Is it really called the Dumb Blonde podcast?
Yeah.
God, I thought the Wondering Dutchman was tough to palate sometimes. Hey, we're gonna listen
She's
to the
owning it.
Dumb Blonde podcast.
Well.
You think we could collab? She'd come on board and we could.
Not a chance.
Okay.
Not if she hears that.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
What you just said.
Yeah.
Oh, really? But calling her whores okay, huh?
Well, I think she's like
Spade's a
she'll.
spade, man.
I think she'll call herself similar things because she's got. Oh man, I thought I saw a glare of something in my face. Anyway, I don't. Yeah, I think it's sweet berry wine.
Anyway, do you know anybody else?
No.
Well,
Really?
I'm sure there's some. Like personally,
Like, not off the top of my head. I would
Really?
say Dave's a Cinderella story.
I don't. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
George Washington.
Well,
Maybe
he
not.
married
He
up.
had money. Yeah.
Well, no, he had some struggles in life, and then he married up. People forget about his flub up over here in Indiana when during the French Indian conflict. He wasn't always a great war general.
Yeah, I don't.
There was an issue there.
Hard to have grit when your teeth are wood.
No shit.
Well, they're ivory, guys. It's been offset for a long time.
Well,
they weren't actually wood; they were ivory.
Okay, well, maybe they should write songs about that because maybe I'd know.
Speaking of ivory teeth and wooden teeth,
gosh,
and
are
then
we going to talk about me wanting to
golden teeth?
Well, white gold.
Yeah, but then that brings me to another like older presidential thing. Has nothing to do with Cinderella stories. I'm pretty sure I seen a guy with Marfans the other day. I was telling Casey this last night.
No clue.
We talked about it.
No.
You didn't know.
Yeah, he just goes, "What's Marfans?" And I said, "No clue." Yes, we did talk about it last night.
But you didn't know what it was.
Not a clue.
You didn't know what it's called. Marfans is a syndrome that, like Abraham Lincoln suffered from. So, like, it's the super elongated fingers, really long arms, really long neck, super big, like, jaw.
I didn't know he had what would you call it? A syndrome? Is that a disability?
Probably a genetic disorder.
Marfan syndrome. What do you mean, guys? Marfan syndrome is a genetic disorder that affects the body's connective tissue, which supports bones, muscles, organs, and tissues. People with Marfans are often tall and thin, with long limbs and flexible joints. They may have abnormally curved spine, and other symptoms include eye conditions, crooked teeth, and collapsed lungs. So, like, huge arms, long Ichabod-looking arms.
What if is it terminal?
I don't think so.
What if he was never assassinated?
Abraham,
What if he was on his way out and that was set up on his own because he didn't?
He knew something was going on.
He didn't want to go out poorly, like
it's not terminal. Lungs. It's not terminal.
Maybe it was in insert year here.
1865.
1865.
The incidence of Marfan syndrome is approximately 1 in 5,000 worldwide. My wife.
Oh, so lots of people have them.
That's kind of common.
Yeah, 1 in 5,000.
Oh, it's common?
Yeah, that means like 13 people in Dubois County have it.
Yeah, and I saw one of them.
Well, you probably
he was buying fried chicken at Beeler's. That son of a bitch.
Hi.
That son of a bitch was 9.
Well, if he's a fan of the show, hey,
he was 7 foot tall.
Aboard.
If that guy wasn't 7 foot tall, I'd kiss your ass. Like he was 7.
How tall you think he'd be without Marfans?
I don't know. But his hands,
6'1".
See that right there? That's what his hands look like.
Like alien hands.
Yeah. Like his thumbs, like I'm talking his fingers were that long. I can only imagine how big the feller's cock was. I guarantee you, if he had more fans than that
big old gangly pecker out there, just looked like E.T.'s finger out there, slender, long thing, bulbous on the end.
But yeah, it was. But anyway, has nothing to do with Cinderella stories. But you know,
tell you what, fingers like that, I bet the Pillsbury Doughboy wouldn't like it. What sounds he making us from the inside
It
out.
could also affect the heart and blood vessels and your skeleton.
Because of the connective tissue thing.
I would assume.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's a wild deal what we got going on here. And
this is tied to the Cinderella story, or we just got there?
No, we just
got there.
I just
kind of wandered.
That's what I like it.
Because I realized realistically that you guys really weren't going to play into the Cinderella story talk. So
I was trying to think of somebody.
That's why I backed out real quick.
Well, it would have been good if you would have threw some examples out there.
I really thought you were going to go to sports somehow. When I read this, I thought that was like a sports term.
Well, there was a movie.
Do you remember the movie
Cinderella,
called
man.
Cinderella?
Cinderella.
Yeah, like the Disney movie?
Yeah, and you know what it's about.
Yeah.
Yeah, the stepdaughter.
Yeah, that was a slave or like a...
No, she wasn't. She was just treated shittily.
Shittily, yeah. She was treated like shit. She started from the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're here. Yeah. I don't know. That was like kind of how that whole thing was like.
Okay. So this past weekend, old Pop Frank had a pile of logs that we worked on a little bit. And so cutting, splitting, stacking firewood, I find it to be very therapeutic.
Yeah.
And it's one of those manual labor tasks that maybe we romanticize it because we think about it being cooler weather and fires and heating the home and just the traditional thought of what having a fireplace is. But I'm going to be real honest with you. I woke up pretty stiff Sunday, Monday morning.
It's a good sign.
I do most mornings.
Not used to the old manual labor when it comes to things. You know, kind of a desk jockey. You know, not
You said it.
I don't deny it when I said it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just good, but is there anything you guys that's kind of a manual labor task that is therapeutic for you?
Mowing.
I wouldn't say mowing's manual labor.
The hell it ain't.
You're riding around in a tractor mowing. Manual labor is like got a shovel in your hand or you're doing something physical. Causes you to sweat.
Sometimes eating meat makes me sweat. Like if I'm really getting down on wings or big steak, I'll get the meat sweats. But that's not what we're talking about.
You get the meat sweats from chicken wings?
Yeah.
Well, I guess if they're spicy.
Yeah, buffalo. You know, hot ones.
That's
I
the
do
only way
like
to do
it splitting wood, though. I mean, I don't like it. I
don't
if I know it's
swinging
coming
them
up.
all. I don't like swinging them all over and over and over and over.
I get
and
geared up when I know it's coming up. I'm like, hell yeah. And I feel like I like.
do it for about 20 minutes and like, man, this sucks.
It's not the splitting them all that gets me. It's the chasing all the damn pieces around and then picking them up for the second time and then going over and stacking them. Because what happens, I get tired of stacking them, so I just split a whole bunch. And
Well, my father's
bending over
got,
up and down, up and down, up and down is a problem.
my father's got a log splitter.
Well,
Yeah.
hell, that's like the goddamn riding mower then.
No, you got to do a lot of work.
You got to
when it
lift
comes
it
to that.
up. You still
There's a
got
lot.
to pick it up on the splitter.
You know, he made that himself. My dad did.
I think that's a pretty common.
It's a
thing. It
homemade
used to be.
wedge, because I asked him about, building me one, and he said, "What, kind of like, what do you need it for? I ain't got that much to do." I mean, obviously, we don't heat our home by firewood, but
Now, the favorite wood splitting device I've ever used, they're harder to find now. They're still made, but it's this giant spiral cone that goes in the PTO of a tractor,
Yeah.
okay,
and it's got an arm on it. It's just a steady rest. And
Threaded.
You put the log on there, and then it sucks the log up that spiral, and then it splits it as it goes. And it's not super fast, but since it's on the tractor, like if you got impaled by it,
yeah.
like you're not going to stop it. It's just going to split you.
Oh, that'd be a tough way to go.
Oh, I mean, not for the tractor. It wouldn't know you were there.
Yeah,
But yeah, it would be awful.
your flesh.
But yeah, it'd just rip you to pieces. But I don't think that the threads are deep enough to kill you. You'd probably just bleed out and suffer painfully. But I'd like to get one for the tractor.
Maybe with young Will Billy running around.
You just wait on that.
Yeah,
Yeah, it could be. Well, I got a lead on a neighbor down the way. Gave me a lead on I guess a different way to get firewood from a friend of the neighborhood. So sounds like a mostly automated. You got to be sure the beer stays cold situation.
well, you're pretty good at that.
Yeah, I can handle that. So I don't know. I might get a whole ass dump truck load of wood.
What do you? I just like cutting firewood. I like chainsaw.
I used to enjoy the chainsawing more than I do now. But again, it's the bending over and getting stuff ready to go. I don't like when the chainsaw gets in the dirt at all.
Yeah,
It's hard on chains.
it is. Dulls the chains pretty quick.
Yeah.
Well, why are you getting it in the dirt?
Well,
When
if
you're
they're on the
cutting.
ground right there, and then they're too big to flip over, and then
Dude, you got to get you a log roller.
well,
log
where I
roller,
come
Dave.
from, you are the log
Yeah.
Hey, I cut my leg with a chainsaw one time.
roller. I've known some people to do that. and
Shocker.
Somehow I've never done it, which is surprising because I have.
Shocker.
There's actually
We're
uh,
chaps.
in my early days at a local construction company.
Really
1002.
on the job claim, huh?
Yeah, wasn't a very good
Oh, yeah.
situation.
I imagine not. Because I found myself in situations where you wake up in the morning and you think you got everything done, so you move to the cocktails, and then you decide later you need to cut wood, and it's really a wonder I've got all my digits.
Yeah, that's tough. It really wasn't that bad. It just kicked a little bit, and it just caught me a smidge.
That stuff will scare you though, because it's got like the big bar on mine, the old farm boss,
Yeah,
and you get kicking. Yeah, there's sketchy shit.
it make you worry a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But
I'll be
Cut a lot of firewood in my day, too.
Oh shit, yeah,
it's just good,
yeah. I like
and it's that time of the year for it.
I know people that do it for fun.
Well, that's
Now,
great.
see, I'm wanting to build for the fake fireplace, I'm wanting to design it and draw it in CGI because it's not real. But see, I want to make a door. Oh, a replacement door with a hopper because I want to use these Southern Indiana hardwoods heating pellets.
Yeah.
Mainly for record. Like, I like a fire and I like tending the fire, but I don't like it if it were real, that is. But I don't like screwing with it and then it kind of dying down.
Yeah.
Pretend when we're recording. So I'd like to be able to put a 40-pound bag in there.
It gets really hot in here when we're recording.
Well, you're right. But that's only because I get out here 4 hours before we record to try to get everything started and keep the fire going. If I could just put a 40-pound bag of pretend pellets in the pretend fireplace, and it could just burn itself through for those 4 hours.
Now, if you were going to build a new house, would you put an outdoor wood stove in?
Outdoor and indoor.
You wouldn't?
You talking about the outdoor stove that heats the water?
Yeah.
No. I would have just a normal-ass wood stove, but I don't know. I could get... I feel like I'm a pretty responsible guy until I'm not, and then I make terrible life decisions.
Okay.
And I could easily end up with no arms to split wood or load a stove. Like, I could just wake up one day and go, well, that was a shit idea, and then not have any arms.
Makes sense.
Just be all tits and neck. Tough place to be.
Probably make some sort of automated arm that could feed the stove.
Well, sure, but
And
that sounds
yourself.
expensive because I bet my career takes a hit if I ain't got no arms.
Yeah. What with Elon's Neuralink stuff, maybe that you could tie that in and then you could have like robotic arms.
Good God, I'd be a cyborg.
Because it'd be the same thing. It's the brain that tells those parts to move anyways. So you just put a little doohickey like base of your skull that plugs into like a shoulder strap looking thing, and then you just
like the Terminator.
Yeah, and then when you think like, hey, I need to raise my right arm, like you just kind of like you always done. There'd be some occupational therapy.
Can you imagine the trouble I'd get in with robot arms?
You'd be like Jax.
Who?
Jax
Teller?
Oh.
On Sons of Anarchy?
No, on Mortal Kombat.
Oh.
Jax.
Sure.
You know who that guy is?
No.
What?
Yeah, not a chance.
I would do lots of push-ups with robot arms.
Jax
I would do push-up contests and not tell anybody I had robot
Jax
arms.
from Mortal Kombat had big, like, metal robot arms.
I'll be damned. But I'd be like a Fat Jax.
Oh, Fat Jax.
Huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, it's time, though, for a quick pause for the cause, brought to you by Velpen Disposal.
Velpen Disposal is proud to sponsor this Pause for the Cause, which do that right now. Push pause. Look around your house, your garage, your barn, or wherever it is you've squirreled away stuff you won't use. Velpen Disposal wants to remind you that before you add new stuff from Christmas, now is the time to clean out old stuff. Fall cleanup days are here, and don't wait. Velpen Disposal has plenty of roll-off dumpster options for you.
All right, Brother Dave, what you got?
Well, it's funny that you made your topic what it was, because that was basically what my topic was alluding to, with going to have to pick and choose which projects to finish because the weather's running out.
Folks.
So, because I don't know why, but I got pretty ambitious this year. I got the butcher shop project, and there's a bunch of stuff going on. I got a lot of stuff bought for that, and I haven't got it all done yet because I think I got a little bit of the ADD, and I get all in on a project, and then another project pops up.
You ready for gas?
Maybe.
It's coming.
But, so that's where I'm at on that. So my topic got there because I got all these projects, irons in the fire, if you will. But now that winter's coming, like, wood has to be split and gathered. And I think maybe I got that figured out now since we talked about it a second ago.
Yeah.
Just curious if you guys ever get into that. You ever get too ambitious with the projects on the plate and then run out of weather?
Justine's face says it all right now.
Well, Dave.
Oh, Dave
Appreciate you bringing this up.
Did Justine happen to text you about
you
this?
guys must talk a
a
lot too.
Oh.
I mean, damn.
Hey, I think you did a good job with the internets.
Look at her.
She's the general is over there
You dug the
stewing.
trench and
Yeah.
put together all the
The
conduit.
general is stewing right now, getting ready to
I
make.
have a list that's longer than this table
Oh,
of shit that I need to do. We're going to remodel our basement. We've got a bathtub to fix. We've got a hole in the ceiling. We've got a hole in the floor. We got bad siding. We got a roof that leaks. We got.
well, those aren't you projects.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, you're going to tackle them.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I didn't think you were that much
Oh,
into the
boy.
DIY.
We're going to get them.
Hey, Dave, you know what'll be fun? You just come over there and sit at the bottom of my driveway, and we'll just watch
Oh,
it work
no.
on weekends.
I'll go over and help. For some reason, it pisses off the missus, but I hate working on my own stuff because it's my stuff. And like, if it's not done, I feel like I can't go to bed.
Yeah.
But like my buddy Clyde at work, he did a pretty big remodel, turned a living room into a bedroom, which takes making closets and all sorts of other stuff. And I said, hell yeah, we can do that. And I was so confident about it. This goes back to Wednesday's episode. He was just talking about this the other day. Like, apparently my confidence gave him confidence in my skill set. When I showed up and said I had
no.
never done any of this before,
Oh.
he had a slightly panicky moment because I guess he thought maybe somewhere in my life I had experience with this. But I was like, shit, man, we can do anything. And it turned out freaking
Phenomenal.
pretty good. Real
Old
good.
Papa Frank has a theory. Why pay somebody that's going to do shoddy work when you can just do shoddy work yourself?
Exactly.
That's why old Bent Nail Construction has been born. Now, he's told me if we remodel, he's out on that construction process, but I'll talk him into it.
But I feel a lot better. Like, Jenna's van had some real weird, spooky stuff going on not too long ago. And it wasn't, I knew it wasn't going to be a big problem, but it could have been, it was going to be one of a bunch of potential small problems. If
Yeah.
that makes sense. So with that one, I told her, I said, yeah, I can fix whatever it is, but I don't know which one it is. And then I'm just going to throw parts at this thing and we'll fix all the problems, whether they exist or not, until we get to the right one.
Yeah.
But then I didn't feel so bad paying somebody
no.
for that one because, you saved the money on the first 3 or 4 or 5.
I was going to say, there's certain things that you can do and there's certain things that you can't do. And
Trucks need an exhaust. I don't want to weld upside down.
No.
And I guess you don't have to weld, but it's probably better if you do.
Yeah, for sure.
They so when you come to setting your list, do you do it at the beginning of the year, or is it just kind of add as things come up?
So I've got a long running list. It's not even that long. I've got a list of big things that I just want to do.
Yeah.
And time just seems, opportunities present themselves to pick up pieces for said thing because I'm a tight ass.
Mm-hmm.
So, picking up things here and there, things you can turn into a walk-in cooler.
Yeah.
The stuff you pick up at yard sales or people's dumpsters, and then once you have enough of it, you're like, okay, now we can just do a final push here on the expenditure list to get really good and deep enough into this to have to finish it.
Mm-hmm.
So I accumulate and then I get so much shit and I'm like, well, it's time to pull the trigger. Like this ceiling. These were all pallets from a production line at my employer that they were going to throw away. So I brought 2 trailer loads of pallets here and crates that were going to get pitched. And I spent 2 years peeling them apart and pulling all the nails and staples out of them and stacking them up and turning it into this ceiling.
That works well.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like the sag straps or like the actual sheet?
No, bought the sag straps the sheets, and then the ceiling structure that the sheets are attached to was pieces of the pallets and skids. Yeah. So there's only probably $400 in
You are
ceiling.
a frugal son of a bitch.
Mm.
What's the biggest project you got on the list?
Probably the butcher shop because I decided I'm gonna pour concrete. Talking to old brother Love down the road, I am gonna run water in there, and then pour concrete, and then put a bathroom in this shop here in the lounge.
Yeah.
Right. This is gonna be a door to
Oh,
a
okay.
bathroom, a small 4x4 water closet.
Yeah.
Just enough for a shitter and a sink and a small water heater. But then you can clean off your butcher gear. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you need that.
Got to have hot water to do that, though.
Well, yeah, a small water heater under the little 2.5-gallon tank.
Not to
Electric
throw you under the bus, what's your biggest project on the to-do list?
Basement floor.
What you got to do with it?
There isn't one.
It's dirt.
No, it's concrete, just a slab.
Mm.
We ripped the carpet out on Labor Day.
Oh, because that was
flooring.
the
Covering. The
Yeah,
covering.
we had to do the flooring. So
that
we
was
got
the leaking.
yeah. So she got the warden got the tub fixed. She's pretty good fiberglass repair woman. So she got that done.
Did you buy a kit for that?
Yeah.
Because our bathtub has got like it's like nothing bad, I don't think, but it's got like some chips in it.
A crack?
No cracks, just kind of chips.
Hmm.
Just a couple.
Well, if the top coat's off, it can be a little porous. You could
Mm.
have a slow leak.
Mm-hmm.
But unless you're doing baths in there, it's probably not a problem.
A lot of baths in
A
there.
lot of bass in there.
Okay, you might look into that.
Yep.
But yeah, we got to get the basement floor redone.
Now, what are you doing? Like a luxury vinyl plank?
Yeah.
Is it a square room?
Life-proof vinyl. Yeah.
Square room, though?
More of a rectangular.
Just 4 corners.
Yeah.
No closets.
Yeah.
Yeah, closets or yeah, no closets.
Yeah, closets.
What are we doing for
How
baseboard?
many closets?
1.
I'm your guy. We did the house. That was like a couple thousand square feet of LVP.
Yeah.
What
Okay.
color are you
You get
going
the
with?
floor.
Hickory.
Ooh,
Hickory.
nice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Now you gonna peel the baseboard? Are they off already? Then
They're going to be.
do they have to be?
Yeah.
They don't have to be because that LVP will slide underneath unless you want to redo it.
They got to be lower because
Too big of a
there's
gap.
carpet in there before.
Yeah, I had to do the same thing.
Yeah. We're going to replace it though too. It's going to be white.
The baseboard?
Mm.
Yeah.
What color is it now?
Wood.
No, I did the
Or you just
baseboard in
gonna
the
paint it
basement.
white?
No.
You can buy white MDF. That's what I put in my basement. It's already finished. Now I won't finish nail holes, but we can cut that. Let's just not get. We probably got. Hold on, I got my own shit to finish. We're not doing.
Let's just do it right now.
We'll get. You get 2 cases of wine, and I mean, I got everything right in the corner. We'll load her up. You got the flooring.
So yeah, we got to get that done, and then we're going to move the girls downstairs
Oh hell yeah.
and give Maxwell his own room.
Mm-hmm.
And then
So this needs to happen this fall yet.
yeah, ASAP.
You got
The look
floor?
over there by the general
Gotta get
says yes.
I'll get the floor.
Where are you going to get the floor from?
Lowe's.
Oh. Menards just had 11%.
If you're going to go all the way to Lowe's, you need to check out the liquidation flooring place down there.
Lumber Liquidators.
That's the one.
Where's that at?
Evansville. But if you're driving to Evansville anyway, just get it at
Where
the
at
cheap
in
place.
Evansville?
It's over there by Harbor Freight, sort of, I think.
Oh, you're a big Harbor Freight guy, aren't you?
Big Harbor Freight guy.
Mm.
Somebody's got to keep all them Thai kids.
And then
employed.
after we get that done, we're gonna do the upstairs bathroom. But we're probably gonna pay somebody to do that because that's got to be that's
What are you going to do with that one?
full gut.
Oh, wow.
We did that in Brazil. Didn't know. it was
Are you
gonna be a
taking the
full gut.
bathtub out?
Mm-hmm.
Will you have a bathtub in the house? No. Yeah?
Yeah.
Downstairs?
Yeah.
If you're going to do a full gut, you know your new neighbor over there does the tile work. Damn good from what I hear.
Yeah.
New neighbor over there.
He's
Yeah.
not built yet, but he's going to.
Yeah.
Oh, over there. Gotcha.
That's his jam.
Yeah.
But what Jenna wants to do, I told her I want to take the shower out and I want to tile the whole thing. And there'll be
Ooh.
a shower stall, but I don't want to have a door.
That's exactly where I'm at.
I want it to be like
Just be able to walk in.
just walk in there.
Or wide enough for a wheelchair someday that I can just.
Man, I mean, you're probably right, but I'm hoping I don't get the wheelchair. I hope I go right from walking to falling hard enough to be done with it.
Fair enough.
I can't. What was that? Was that you?
That was me.
You.
That was
Oh.
had a little like silent burp.
Mighty.
Oh, I thought that was your belly big fella. I was like, good, great.
Get you one of them glizzies up there.
Man, I like. You got any projects in the fire?
Well, I tell you what, I've had one that drives my wife nuts because we've been
Plant
married.
more trees.
I got a few more to plant. Corey's got a few for me. He's got some pecan trees. So
Oh,
Corey, that
pecans.
pecan tree,
Yeah.
I don't know who planted it because it's been there a long time, but it produced some offlings, about 3 or 4, I think Corey said. So I'm gonna plant a pecan grove, and then I was like, well, why not plant some black walnut trees? And then,
You don't want that.
well, I know we've talked about walnuts before on this show, but
Real ankle breakers.
yeah.
Stain your hands up.
Yeah, and but our tree line on our eastern edge,
Mhm.
and there on the west, east, and south
Mhm.
has got a lot of like wild honeysuckle, other scrub brush, and some scrub trees. And Janelle wants to just rip it all out,
Is
and I'm
there a
like,
fence there?
There is, because the people between us and the Ernies gutted all the trees out on their side of the property line to the property line and then put up fence for cows. And so I don't want to be in my little neck of the wood. The reason I haven't ripped it all out, because we could rent a hoe and we could just rip it all. Like, we just get a track hoe, we'd be done in a weekend. Pile it all up and burn it. But I don't want to have to spend the next 15 to 20 years of some trees growing back and doing all that other stuff. So what I want to do is get through and clean out the scrub trees, because there's some oaks, there's some sycamores, there's some nice trees in there. And then there's some cedars. I'm going to say wild cedars, but they're not wild, whatever they are. But then plant some natural blocks there, some other trees, and just kind of clean up that row.
You got on the two, you think?
Oh, I don't know.
I know you got 30 acres, but I don't know how it's shaped.
It's rectangle, so it's pretty long. I don't know what that distance is. I think we've got a 1/10 plus of a mile driveway for reference.
Oh, yeah.
And it
How
still
much
goes
farther back does it go? Is that 2/3 of the way, probably?
I'd say probably pretty close to
So you're
that.
probably 700, 800 feet deep.
Ours is 5.
And then you're probably another 400 wide. So you probably, I bet you got 1,200. No, that's not bad. 1,200 foot.
Yeah.
That sounds like a weekend of drinking. You get a few cases of wine.
Well,
We'll get a tractor and some chainsaws.
and I've got I bought off of Amazon. It attaches to the weed eater,
Yeah.
and it's made by Portland. I think they do like
Is it
forestry
blade?
equipment, and it's one of them tri-blades.
I
Because
got
all that wild honeysuckle, you just gotta
the old Still 490 out here has the
Yeah.
blade on there. I mean, it's a
that baby.
beast.
Yeah, it gets
Got the
going pretty
bicycle
good.
grips on there, the
Yep.
hangers.
Yep, it gets going. But that's probably my big project, because like with our house, it's not too old. I mean, we're about ready. I mean, we're gonna have to be doing an addition sometime soon. But
It sounds like we just need to get real good and effed up. And
knock some projects out.
yeah, so my butcher shop, because here's the deal. I'm to butchering season. Wyatt is hunting tomorrow. We are going to be butchering hogs in here in February, because I'm not going to have concrete out there yet.
You're
if
not?
Wyatt, no, I'm going to wait till the springtime, since my dumbass went and bought a side-by-side. So I just, you need to let some things settle down. So I'm going to talk to Love. I'm going to run water, get water put in here this fall yet.
That's probably neighbor Doug. Get on that on your spare time.
Yeah, we're going to make that happen. Get water in here, and then go through concrete in the spring. So really, I just need to run an extension cord to plug the lights in out there that I'm going to hang on nails on an extension cord light.
That'd be good.
Mm-hmm.
Deer are moving right now.
I think your basement, though, being square,
Probably pretty
I
easy.
bet it's probably about the size. You think it's not much bigger than like the music room in the house? You know what I'm talking about? The front room in there?
Yeah, it's probably around in there.
Similar. Like that took, the hardest part is the first 2 rows, getting everything started.
Squared.
But once you do the demo part, if the demo's done, like your trim's off, I bet 3-4 hours would get it knocked out. The hard part's going to be getting it ready and cleaned out enough, I imagine, to, there's shit down there you're going to have to find a place to put is a problem.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff's going away.
But we could do that floor on a Saturday.
Yeah.
And then get
Couple
your baseboards
couple
back
cases of
down.
wine. We cut the
Cases of wine.
Well, I think there's only 6 bottles. I mean, so yeah, 12 bottles of wine sounds like right for a Saturday.
That floor is going to look like a checkerboard.
That's what they want.
Checkerboard pattern.
Race flag.
Herringbone.
I ain't worried about it. Maybe the wine's after.
Wine's after. Hey, and it's time. It's time for Brado's 3 big things, brought to you by Merkley & Sons. Don't look at the calendar now, but we are in November. That means when the 4th Thursday of the month rolls around, we are giving thanks for friends, family, Bradley and John Boy, Merkley & Sons, and us, the Wondering Dutchmen Podcast. Well, maybe not us, but definitely friends, family, Bradley and John Boy, and of course, Merkley & Sons, the ultimate destination for meat enthusiasts. Don't wait to start planning your Thanksgiving meal. Yeah, turkey may be the tradition, but that doesn't mean you can't stop and see the fellas at the shop before the big day. Heck, maybe instead of dried turkey, you sink your teeth into a medium rare ribeye cooked to perfection on Thanksgiving Day. All right, fellas, here we go. ChatGPT, the generative AI chatbot, ChatGPT, can be duped into providing detailed advice on how to commit crimes, ranging from money laundering to the export of weapons to sanctioned countries, a tech startup found. As educators, we've been battling this phenomenon with homework assignments and papers, but do the Dutchmen ever turn to AI for any help in their lives/work?
Regularly.
Yeah. Profile pictures.
Yeah. I mean, I do nothing work wise, because there's a lot of horror stories about guys that have used AI to write briefs and motions, and ChatGPT or other AI services will like make up cases and case sites that don't even exist, and guys don't double check them. Now, I will say this semester, a little update on the schooling. It's not been very enjoyable, and got a guy that thinks we all must know how to do, graduate level economics, which I do not. I understand the concepts, but doing the math, Brother Dave, is.
Yeah,
But luckily,
you got to be. That's the key to math. You got to be dialed in on the subject.
Yeah,
you got to want to do it.
Luckily, ChatGPT helps show some things that he doesn't when we're practicing problems and stuff. So I think it's all, if you use it wisely.
Yeah, I got worried about maybe having to get put on the spot for a speech type of thing, like say a few words. So I used it to kind of help me throw something together. I ended up lucked out, didn't have to say a damn thing.
Where in the hell are you going to give a speech at?
Well, speech is a heavy word for it.
Okay.
It's just like
some remarks.
Yeah, some, like thoughtful remarks, and I just didn't want to be up there like stammering. So, I used that for some ideas, some, just to sew some words together.
Yeah.
Something to keep in the gray matter.
I told the warden if I was ever to become unmarried, and if I was going to ever get like do on the Tinder surfing, I was going to make my Tinder profile picture like an AI thing.
What a catfishing job.
Yeah, that sounds.
There you go. She's shaking her head. You're not going to get divorced. You're going to get murdered. The general is going to grind you up and put you into the floor that Dave's going to lay. Never find him.
Where are my teeth?
Well, she's going to keep them out.
Yeah.
She'll find somewhere else to bury them special.
Turned into jewelry.
Jewelry.
Hey, where'd you get that tooth necklace there?
Those are funny looking pearls.
Did you see that lady?
Zach gave it to me.
Went to the gathering and she was in a wheelchair. And she had a mold of her husband's penis that was made out of hard plastic, and then she put his ashes in it.
Can't say that I saw that.
So she could run him through one last time.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, she would hammer. Yeah, she would use that.
Interesting.
Seems like that'd be...
And then she was spreading his ashes around the gathering. Like physically spreading them, not like... Not rodding other women. LeBron and Bronny James make NBA history. Fans cheered the other night when LeBron and Bronny James became the first father-son duo to play together in a regular season NBA game. Pretty cool moment for a parent, I'd imagine, looking into the future. If the Dutchmen could share a sports moment with their son, what would you imagine? First off, I am very much in the same boat with you. This guy, if it wouldn't be for his dad, joke.
Which they talk about, they even like each other.
Probably they have to.
He gave.
They have to, but I wonder if they do. Like
his first bucket he made was like a 15-footer from like the right wing, and the whole I mean, it's like the roof of the building blew off.
You know,
it's like Jesus Christ.
Privilege is thrown around a lot. Like privilege and things is thrown around a lot. If it wasn't for his dad, he would not be where he's at. He wasn't a good college basketball player.
It was an ad.
Let alone make it to the NBA.
Yeah.
So, anyways, any sports moment you could share with your son?
I've already had him with two of the three boys. I think there's been, maybe we don't need to get into great detail about it, but there's been, for the oldest one and the middle one, It's already happened, I think. There's just been some moments of leadership's not quite the word, but the greater good thing, like the all for one, one for all. Because, I mean, kids are kids. They're assholes. Like, all kids are assholes. Like, that's just where part of being a kid. You're an asshole. But I've seen now with sports, both of the older two have moments where what was better for the team was not necessarily what was best for them, and they did it without bitching and willingly. And that's cool, because I don't really give a shit about sports. So, but the silver lining there is the moral parts of it, I guess.
Yeah. What about you, big fella?
To go back to Bronny and LeBron, I think if I had to wish one day would be like if he was, I think the only thing physically possible would be like if he was a bowler and I was, keeping a score or something, or if he was a golfer and I was a caddy for him or something like that.
Oh, you mean in that vein?
Yeah, like in that same vein for them. But like, as far as a proud sports moment, I mean, good God, he, like whenever this summer when at the I think the most recent one was whenever they were, a couple big time sacks and tackle for loss at football, and then rewind from there. Max's when they got to the championship game of the soccer season, and it came down to PKs, and he was the goalkeeper, and he stuffed that last kid. And they, he blocked the shot to win. That was pretty cool. And then,
I feel like your state running cross country kid is.
Yeah, Evelyn running cross country up there at state and PRing. I mean, that shit. I mean, that's just proud parental sport moments.
Do you bowl?
Yeah,
I've bowled before. I had a real bad injury once doing it. Not even drinking.
What?
A real bad injury bowling.
Why? Did you drop the ball on your toe?
No, we took the kids up there, and I didn't really want to go. Like, I was bummed out because I was ready to like pound some beers because we were gonna be bowling, but I was designated dad that night. Designated Dave. Jen had been. I don't know what was going on, but I was like, hey, I'll drive over there. Don't you worry about it. And the jeans that I had on at the time were just slightly
like Hardy with bejeweled crosses on the back cheeks.
Did they have cargo pockets on them?
No, but they were like a straight leg jean.
In there.
They're like a straight leg jean, but those bowling shoes don't have any like heel build up. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's not much to keep the jeans back. And what had happened was, as I went forward, not like since I wasn't drinking, I was trying to be competitive.
Your hem was too long.
Yep. And I'm trying to be real competitive here. And I went up and I was like, I got this. And I was taking long strides, taking full advantage of my height here, right?
Yeah.
And I put that front foot out, and the denim was under the heel.
And that heel.
Oh, no.
And my fat ass hit the deck like a crate of potatoes. Everybody in that mother trucker looked around, and like my hip was dicked up for like 3 months. I was hobbling around work, and I haven't bowled since.
Same guy that broke his leg playing golf, and we had to carry him into the Port of Jasper for a fucking ad shoot. That's not.
No, that one's because I wasn't drinking
then
either.
No, you're sober as a judge because you drove there. And Casey and I damn near had to carry your ass.
See what
inside.
happens when a fella doesn't drink, he gets hurt.
That's what it is.
But yeah, but I'd like to bowl more. Like, and there's a bowling alley right over here. I feel
wear
like I'm
shorts.
to the age.
I wear shorts when I bowl.
Now, see, that is where I need to be at.
We need to take the ladies out and go bowling one
That's
night.
fun.
Oh, yeah.
Justin and I usually get in really heated arguments when we bowl because, like, she's super competitive and I'm better than her and she knows it. And she doesn't like it when I beat her ass at bowling.
Interesting.
Well, I'll tell you what. See, then I suck at bowling. We'll just do girls versus boys, and then I'll sandbag the team enough that she can still beat you.
Well, I can't bowl against your wife because she'll probably beat my ass. She's good at everything.
Yeah, she's freaking nature.
Yeah. What about Casey?
I'm gonna bowl.
You good bowler?
Oh, no, not I don't know.
Would you bowl?
Would I bowl? Yeah, I enjoy it. I would be first.
I'm 40 now. I feel like that's something I need to do.
First frame out, probably wouldn't break 100, but I'd be around that 100 range.
I feel like that's where I bowl. The first one's normally like 70, and the kids are like, "Oh, Dad, you suck." And I'm like,
Really? You'd only bowl 100 your first game?
I would not bowl a 100 my first.
Yeah, I'd have to get warmed up. I'd have to make sure the lanes had the right kind of wax on them. The balls were good. Like, there's a lot of art. Like, what kind of wood is that lane made out of?
If I can't get my thumb at least a knuckle deep in that bastard ball, I don't want it.
Now, hold on. So you're a fair bowler, and you don't have your own ball?
No, I'm not a fair bowler, but I think I could bowl over 100.
I kind of want my own
I think
ball.
we need to go bowling.
Yeah.
We could get Dutchman balls with the 3 colors and our faces in it. Remember Kingpin with the
Yeah,
rose? And
there we go.
Jesus. You don't
There
with the Jesus.
Well, that's
Hey, Jesus.
not a Kingpin.
No,
De
that's
Jesus.
that Jesus.
The Big Lebowski.
Yeah.
Ay, Dios mío.
Nothing's here.
Sports moment, though, getting back to it.
Oh,
I would
yeah.
think if my boys could find success at baseball when I was still on staff
Yeah, that'd be cool.
and we made like a state title run, I think it'd be really cool if you
Yep.
could share that moment. But I've also thought maybe Zoe shows a propensity to golf. I'd love to be her caddy.
Yeah.
That'd be good. So Forrest and Jenny back together again.
What now?
Here reunites Tom Hanks and Robin Wright, Forrest Gump and Jenny, in a film that digitally de-ages the two actors back to teenagers in a budding romance, then follows their lives as they marry, raise a family, and grow old together.
Is that based on Forrest Gump?
Really, I'm not seeing it. And to that point, I was never a fan of Jenny in the original movie.
Yeah, she was a skank.
Jenny, I love you. Here, I don't know what that.
No, I've seen this, and pardon me. I've seen a commercial for it, and I'm like, well, this must be an old movie. He's young as shit, but it's AI. But if you're telling me that this is Forrest Gump, I'm all in because no, his name's Richard in this movie, and her name's Margaret. God dang, is that what she looks like now? Even skank or not, she's a good-looking gal.
Well, yeah. So this isn't Forrest Gump. 2.
Oh, and it's got that redheaded broad from Yellowstone
Get out of here.
right there, Kelly Riley.
But this is just where they like they from the. I don't know that it's anything extravagant.
Neighbor D's back there air decking.
Neighbor D. Yeah, not a fan of
I wonder if
Jenny.
there's
either.
any scissoring in there.
Probably. Anyways, Brado, thank you for the Brado's 3 big things for the week. We appreciate it. Of course, Merkley and Sons. And it's time to go ahead and, like an old lame horse, send this boy
Put it to pasture.
put to pasture and just bury it. Make sure you get the feet under the ground. It is time for the last pass, brought to you by Dubois County Tire and Supply.
As we get into the colder winter months, it's time to start thinking about the tread on your tires. That is where our friends at Dubois County Tire and Supply come in. They proudly sell Mastercraft tires for your automobile. And let me just say, Esquire's got a set on the old Polar Bear, and they are great. It's not only Mastercraft tires at Dubois County Tire and Supply, but they do alignments, suspension work, oil changes, coolant system flushes, transmission services, battery checks, and fuel system cleanups. Get your vehicle running right before you are stranded out in the cold.
David, what you got, buddy?
Well, now that we're wrapping up the first week of season 3, feeling good about it. I feel like we're coming out of the gate strong here. We hit 1,000 subscribers plus 3, which, truth be told, we went from 984, 94, 96.
80. We were at 87.
987 to 1,003 with a Facebook post to the Wanderers.
Which makes me
think
wonder
we
why you
should've just-
assholes didn't do it sooner.
Yeah, well, I mean, I hear you. But you know what? Here's the deal. You get that close to a goal and everybody wants to help.
Yeah,
If we were like, we're at 813 guys, only 477 to go, nobody wants to help because it's not going to happen. But when somebody thinks, hey, maybe I'm the one that pushes us over.
Mm-hmm. And whoever was the one to push us over, God bless you.
Yeah, hell yeah. So thanks for that. Pretty pumped up about it. Season 3 is coming. Makes me wonder about our episodes. Hopefully we don't. I think we just got to stick now to 2 a week because it took me some time to figure out if it was actually season 3 or not. and I basically just based it on release date. Because the first one, we went to episode 52 because it's a year, and then, okay, well, now it's season 2.
Yeah,
we started like a couple months in, and then we started going 2 a weeks. So that just dicked all that up. So I just went off the date. I felt like an anniversary date was a good enough one.
Mm-hmm.
November 4th is actually a Monday, I think. Yep.
Because the 5th is Tuesday.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So we call November 6th. The 6th of November starts season 3, and I'm pretty jazzed up about it, boys.
Yeah, exciting stuff. Big fella, we got.
Well, this episode comes out Friday,
November 7th.
November the 8th.
8th.
And that's exactly 1 to 3 days before Veterans Day. We will have a new president.
Well, we'll have one elected, but
Yeah, we'll have an elected.
he or she won't be
Yeah.
in.
They don't do that till January.
I know, but we'll have a president-elect, a new president-elect. Daylight savings time. No.
Right.
Daylight savings time starts on Sunday, November the 3rd.
That's this week now.
Got to fall back.
Ooh, beer right after that wine is weird.
A lot of
Oh, I
stuff
bet.
going on. And before you know it, well, it'll be Thanksgiving and Native Heritage Day and all kinds of other stuff. So
You're literally reading off a Google Calendar.
you're
aren't you?
exactly right.
Okay.
There's a lot of things coming up, guys. Buckle up.
Especially Native Heritage Day.
Appreciate all the new subscribers
Coming up.
and the more coming to you. And keep your stick on the ice, and we appreciate you.
Big thank you to K&J Insurance, Lights by Logan, Velpen Disposal, Merkley and Sons, and of course Dubois County Tire and Supply. We thank you for all your support. To all those wonders out there, we thank you for your support. We are definitely not very good at this, but we found a way to make it to year 3. And for that, we thank you. We've got a nice, tight-knit community that has grown organically with us.
Unlike this show that is not tight knit at all.
Yeah, we have gotten better every time that we get on these mics.
Like
And
fruitberry wine.
like fruitberry wine, we have aged very well. As Big Mace pointed out, we have Veterans Day coming up. Veterans Day is a good time to take a moment and think about we live in the best damn country in the world. And a lot of that is because men and women and their families sacrificed and paid the ultimate sacrifice, although Veterans Day is more those that are living. But if it wouldn't have been for those that ultimately decided to do that and protect the ideals and the freedoms of the United States, we'd be just like, I don't know, Great Britain, for instance, because we showed
Losers.
them.
Freedom isn't free.
Yeah, it is not.
It's
But
a hefty fee.
always happy to be with you guys.
Hell yeah.
Had a blast when we can just get out and be together and not have
Yeah.
to worry about podcasting or doing this, that, or another. But super stoked. Love November. Love getting close to Thanksgiving.
Mhm.
Obviously, the 1,000. I spend a lot of time on YouTube. I've obsessed about these numbers for a long time. And I'll be honest, we're only about 5 months short of when I thought we would do it. So I thought we'd hit this about midsummer. But November's good.
Yeah, I was thinking 18 months.
Better
Yeah.
late than never, boys.
That's exactly
Oh, yeah.
right. And with that,
Dutchman out.
see ya.